How's it going, everybody, and welcome to episode 39 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. This is round 1 of 2, i.e. part 1 of 2, so make sure you check out round 2 as soon as you're done with this one. I am your host, Chris Fox, and with me today is at 1:15, he'll glower while you cower. It's Mike Power!
Battle Royale!
Also in the room, are you a PC man? Well, I'm a Mac man, and that's good, because here's James, quote-unquote, Mac McNerney.
I'm not a Mac man, but how's it going, guys?
You're not a PC man either, you got nothing.
I am now, apparently.
You are literally a Mac man, that's what you are.
Supposedly, yeah.
I'm definitely not a Mac man if that's what a Mac man is.
Thirdly, finally, but not leastly, it's Stephen, quote-unquote, Steve Edwards. Steve, how are you doing?
Okay, yeah.
Are you excited about this episode? The Ready Game Fire Game of the Year nominations/awards.
Can I make a quick point that the VGA Awards are tonight, but this is going out live before that. So, bam. It might come out later with the original deal, baby.
It's because they clearly sat there and listened to this for a little bit and they thought,
yeah.
oh shit, we've got to squeeze some of these awards in.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. This is it.
It's going to be grand.
Now, the intro music you heard, like the intro music that you hear on 99% of these podcasts, was performed by the Mini Bosses. And let me tell you a little story. Here's the story of me and the Mini Bosses. This is how I first got to hear about these
Mini
guys.
Bosses.
Well, I'm a huge Queens of the Stone Age fan, and I used to go on the forum. At one point, there was an interview that Josh Homme did about the next Desert Sessions, which is their kind of collaborative project. That still hasn't actually seen the light of day, but he listed the people that were going to be working on it. And one of them was like Taylor Hawkins, the drummer from Foo Fighters. But one of them was one of the guys, and Josh Homme said something like, he's from a band called the Mini Bosses, brackets, they just do video game covers. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, I'll check it out. Now, when you check out most video game band covers online, it's a lot, it's gash. And then, so I tracked down the Mini Bosses, and yeah, I mean, I was blown away. What they do is amazing. Got their first album, Brass, and it was just insane. And Brass was like one of my favorite albums for like 5 straight years. Steve, what did you think when I first played you the Mini Bosses?
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't think anyone would complain if you played all 10 minutes of the Mega Man 2 song right now.
Exactly.
You're not going to, obviously, because that would be ridiculous. But it's a great album.
They really confused me, though, because when we came to our gaming music award ceremony show, I felt like I knew all the songs from Mega Man. I was like, oh yeah, and I realised I'd never played Mega Man before, and I couldn't figure out where I knew it from, and I realised it's because it's all the episodes of Ready Game Fire.
So then after listening to Brass solidly for like 5 years, we started this podcast, and I sent them a little email going, hi guys, I love your shit, can we use your music as intros? And then when they actually replied to me and said, yeah, that's no problem, it was a great day. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background information on the Mini Bosses, though, because people are tweeting us now going, oh, who did that version of Mario? They're called the Mini Bosses. They had a new album come out last year called Brass to Mouth. Go and give them a lot of money. Go buy both their albums right now. So yeah, I had the Wii U for about a week. Well, for exactly a week. Yeah, I've played it quite a bit, but I'm reviewing Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, and I've got a Wii U and a PS3 copy, and I was playing all Wii U, and then I fired up the PS3 version, and it looks so much better. Oh, and now I don't want to go back to the Wii U version.
On PS3?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm worried that this could either be early teething problems for the new hardware. It could be something to do with the fact that it has to power the gamepad as well. But it doesn't look anywhere near as good, and I'm worried now because this is quite telling. We don't know
basically nothing about the actual the techie guys have ripped apart the Wii U and analysed the bits, but they always said the problem with porting to PS3 was it was a more complex infrastructure and whatever. But the Wii U is supposed to be simpler, so I don't think it's going to be a problem with that. It's just the power they can get out of it, because it should be easier to put on a Wii U than a PS3, and if they can't put it better on a Wii U than a PS3, then
yeah.
Same with Arkham City, it was apparently worse on the Wii U as well.
And trophies as well.
All of them so far.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3 as well.
And like I said, trophies as well. Because I'm unlocking all this stuff in Sonic and All-Stars Racing on the Wii, but I'm just getting stickers within the game. I'm not getting any trophies, and then I go over to the PlayStation 3, it looks better, and I'm getting trophies. And it's like, this is so telling. Nintendo, enough people out there want an achievement system, you're going to have to do it. I mean, imagine if it had the Wii U, imagine if it had a brand new achievement system with all these new games. Yeah. You'd be ploughing so much time into that. So no news today, none of that bullshit. Today is our Game of the Year awards. We have got around about 22, 23 contributors to this who, helped us finalise our nominations and voted. So we've got quite a broad set of opinions to deliver you our definitive biggest time sink, biggest waste of money, worst character, best use of slow motion, and many more. Are you guys ready for this shit?
Couldn't be more ready.
The first category is biggest time sink. So the nominations for biggest time sink are XCOM, Enemy Unknown,
Yes.
The Old Republic, DayZ. It's lovely.
I don't make noises.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah!
It's just interact. Just get in it. Just get in it.
What I need is a midpoint between Mike and,
Yeah.
and a silent
And
person.
me and Matt. His name's Stuart Fenn, and he's great.
DayZ, Mass Effect 3, and Diablo 3.
Long games. Those are all long games.
Surely the favourite there is Old Republic being the MMO. You'd think that people would just lose hundreds and hundreds of hours into that.
I did.
Yeah.
Mike did.
I mean, clocking hours. We know we spent 3 days.
3 days odd.
Almost 100 hours. So yeah.
And I had
3
two
days.
characters.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we know that for legit, that is the biggest one. But that was a joy to play. When we were
But-
doing stuff. Time sync to me implies like you just lose yourself doing like clicking and clicking, which to me is Diablo 3.
Well, you didn't clarify that.
No, I know,
for
but
me,
this is the interpretation. That's
For
fine.
me, time sync would just be anything that you could invest countless hours into and not even realise it.
I think if
That's
something
you're enjoying
that
it.
someone booked like 2 weeks off to play, and then in like a week put about what was the equivalent of like 11 hours a day of playing time into it. So
Oh
I
my
could
God,
and that was
So
Diablo
most-
3.
someone at work.
Diablo
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, that was.
There was a couple of people who did
Clinton.
that.
Diablo
that was
3.
his name.
Just
It's not going to win though.
do you know think?
I'd say Star Wars has to be
But with that,
the
it was
the most likely one.
Problem for me is, and Steve and I, we spoke about this briefly before we went on air, that I've spent most of this year playing games that came out at the end of last year. Like we did our Game of the Years last year. I hadn't even played Skyrim yet, and I put over 100 hours into that this year.
nice.
So
My biggest time sink, has been a game from last
And you
year.
nominated the DLC, didn't you, for the time sync? Because that,
I just wanted to get it in there.
yeah.
I haven't even.
I was going to say
I don't even know that
Oh my
DLC.
God, don't tell Bethesda. But no,
behind the
because
looking glass.
Diablo 3 is, I don't know, because Old Republic's so much story, you could very easily be like, oh, I finished that little storyline, I can stop. Whereas Diablo 3, you can just keep clicking for hours.
The
You've
thing
got
is,
the
like-
market to sell, and
Of the nominations, like those two are definitely time sink. Daisy, it doesn't sound like time sink. What was the other two? Was Mass Effect 3 nominated?
Mass Effect 3's in there.
That's not a time sink in the slightest.
It's
is it?
not, but
it's like
can
quite
get
a
lost in
linear. You can probably clear about 20 hours, and
no, but I've put
multiplayer as well.
yeah,
And scanning planets, it can take a lot of time.
not in Mass Effect 3. There's barely any.
not
of
as
it.
good,
They've
yeah.
removed that, actually.
No, but I've put well over 45 hours in, well, not well over, but over 45 hours into
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3 this year. I mean, that was another thing I did this year, play all of the Mass Effect trilogy. So
Nice.
games that came out this year, for me, it was definitely Mass Effect 3.
I nominated XCOM because that's the one game this year where time has just disappeared while I'm playing it. And that's mainly because it's so fun that literally I sit down to play it. It's the only game this year I've sat down to play it, and 4 hours later, it's what the fuck?
I wouldn't agree with you at all, because we played loads of Old Republic, and there were ridiculous times where it's like start at 7 and it's like 2 in the morning. We're like,
That's because we spent the first 3 hours trying to connect.
it was good that it was Christmas, but
yeah.
it was that's the first time I played MMO, and I was
Yeah.
alarmed by how easy it was to lose 5 hours to complete a game without even realising.
Oh, they're all beautiful time sinks. Let's hear it.
It's an interesting
Are
category.
you guys ready for this
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
And the winner is Mass Effect 3.
Ah, there you go.
We had a lot of PC heads. We had a lot of PC heads voting
That's
on this.
surprising.
Wow,
It is
It's
surprising.
really disappointing.
that is.
Right, we got a new category for biggest disappointment.
PC gamers,
Our
you're right.
winner of the rest of the people voting for that.
But I mean, I think you think of someone like Ryan who plays it again and again and again. I mean,
There's one vote.
That's
Well,
true.
like 20 more people have voted a game which I don't know. It's no.
That is
It's
surprising.
worrying, isn't it? We've got a Mass Effect clean sweep coming up here. It's like it's going to storm
It's
its
not in
way
every
through the awards.
category.
It's in most of them.
No, it's strange because. But I think that game's great because you can play it. I didn't speed through it. I sped through Mass Effect 2, but this one I took a bit more time with. But there's varying degrees of where you can go with that game, so it's quite nice that I don't know. I think it's decent. I mean, they're all good nominations.
The thing is, time sync. I don't know. Maybe it's not quite. But I always kind of imagine time sync. There would be moments where I'm kind of like, I am just wasting hours on hours. Whereas I never got that Mass Effect 3. It was
Yeah.
quite
Sure.
streamlined and linear, and obviously so exciting as well. Like just getting thrown through the story due to my love for my shepherd and stuff, and like I never felt like I was sinking time into this game. Whereas Old
neither.
Republic, and even DayZ, whilst like I don't see DayZ quite as a time sink because it was just horrifying most of the time. It's even that, like there were evenings where we'd want to play an hour and you can't play anything less than like 4 hours. Whereas I never had Mass Effect 3. I had 20-minute sessions of Mass Effect 3. I'd have hour and a half. You know,
That's true.
Well, we should have tweaked the rules to allow Skyrim to come out, to allow Skyrim to be because it's the perfect. I mean, if we had time sync last year, it would have won because in Skyrim, what you can do is you can do your missions and stuff. You can progress with the main story. But one of the things I've spent most of my time doing in Skyrim is selling things. And so it does. Skyrim is the perfect for time sync because you can spend 100 hours doing just missions. You can spend 100 hours just selling boots that you've enchanted. So
I think the biggest time just because that is a game where I just wasted time that I never get back again.
Oh, I'm Mike. What am I rebelling against today?
When I think of the word time sync, right? If you said to me time sync and said like a video of what time sync would look like, it would be my Elder Scrolls character mining, just chipping away, and then it says 1 gold acquired.
You've never played World of Warcraft.
That's time syncing. But World of Warcraft goes towards like a big online thing. No one's seeing this. No one knows I'm getting about it.
Mining.
Did you find? But what I used to do, there's like one ebony mine, and what I'd do is you'd have to wait a month before you could go back there. But I'd go back there, stick on some music, and clear the mine of ebony. And obviously that's well, you now hate Skyrim, don't you? It's one of Mike's latest things is that he hates Skyrim.
35 hours of Skyrim. I don't hate it. It's a very shallow
ebony?
experience.
What were you trying to get?
Ebony is the most expensive, and it's for the Daedric armor. And all the best
I never
weapons.
bothered with it.
Skyrim was last year.
So
Mass
that's
Effect 3 was this year.
So that's biggest time sink of 2012.
I'd have been happy if that had won
Skyrim
over Mass Effect 3, definitely.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3 is a disappointing winner for that.
Well,
what was the voting like? Was it close or was it?
in at second was DayZ. In at third was Old Republic. 1 point difference in each. So
Well, between Mass Effect, DayZ, and Old Republic.
Yep.
Oh, well,
DayZ
that's fair enough. I mean, that's
DayZ, I think, would have been a good shout as well.
That's interesting.
So it was close.
better show.
Let me tell you this right now, gentlemen. This has all of our awards has been very close indeed.
Exciting. They always say that, don't they, to make everyone feel
That's
better.
good.
Moving on. The biggest waste of 2012 money.
Quite good money. It's big
No.
Is that a different currency?
It's like,
inflation.
in
It's
case you
worth
forgot
less.
what year these awards are in. Oh god. 2012 money.
Pounds.
I want to use next
To be
year's
honest,
money.
if someone says this is 2080, they'll be like, 2012 money.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
You could buy Skyrim
exactly.
for 50 pence now.
The biggest waste of money. And the nominations for biggest waste of money are Xbox Live Gold, Simpsons Tapped Out, but what that actually represents are those free-to-play yet objectionless mobile games with microtransactions that I hate.
I went for the snappier way of saying it.
I wonder what Chris
Not the
voted
UFC
for.
references, I thought it was
He's got a bloody good point on it. Simpsons Tapped Out.
Bloody good, bloody great bloke as well.
Same with like Tiny Tower. That's another one.
I'm talking about Simpsons Tapped Out. I'm talking about
Tiny Tower.
Snoopy Street Fair, and I'm talking about Tiny Tower. So yeah, another nomination is for £60 full digital titles on the PlayStation Network.
Wank.
Again, also representing digital retail games being online for more expensive than they are on the shop.
Exorbitantly more, not full retail, more than full retail.
Sure. The Shard, which is a big
Waste of money.
spike-shaped thing in London.
That's what the architects
It's
call
an
it.
eyesore.
What does the Shard do, guys? What does it do?
It's part of the whole that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. On a bridge. It holds London Bridge together now.
Yeah, it's glue. It's
They've
like
just removed the bridge and
they've
then
got lots of
it
cables.
drops down and people walk over it. to
Yeah, the
get to
Shard,
station,
yeah.
That would be
and then it
wicked.
catapults people
That'd
off
be
when they flips back up again.
Maybe it is the escape rocket out of London if everything goes tits
Yeah,
up.
like in Men in Black, it's like the thing that the bug uses to get out of here. Just jumps in the Shard.
They did start building after the riots last year, so
It's hilarious, isn't it?
There
Someone
you go,
who,
you
someone
piss them
who
off and
like,
shove you on it.
when I eventually was in Waste of Money, someone just started like going on about, I suppose it's creating loads of opportunities for people like in the job market. I was like, yeah, shut up. Yeah. There's a reason you've never been on Ready Game Fire, mate. Like,
The final nomination for the biggest waste of money is the PlayStation Vita.
Boo!
yeah, it's
Now.
rubbish. I agree. It does
It's a
deserve to be
valid,
booed.
it's a valid thing to include, really.
Well, we're booing it. That's how much.
No, we're booing the nomination.
No, we're booing
What
it.
makes it I was one of those handful of people who bought a Vita when it came out, and I love it as a piece of hardware. You know, it's fantastic and good quality made and everything. My main problem, as I think it is with most people who own or have seen a Vita, is a lack of games on it.
No friends.
Crash and burn.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help.
So
but
again,
that's another
the
point.
point I brought up to you is that that doesn't belong a waste of money. You said the thing you bought was very good for what you bought. That's not a waste of money.
I didn't say that.
You
No,
said
you
a
didn't say that.
well-made piece of kit.
Piece of kit, yeah, and physically a good device. But if I'm not using it, if there's no games to put in it, then it's sort
by
of redundant.
definition a waste
We'll
of
see
money.
what happens here, but of course, this is. I mean, for me, it's very strange. A lot of people, slam on the Vita because I feel
It says Sony on the back.
they're from an outside perspective and they're
That
looking
doesn't
in.
help, does
Sony
it? No.
But I literally have. There's not a day gone by I haven't played my Vita in the last since February.
It's been
And
many years gone by for me.
but I mean, then what does that say though? That says you're not going. The games are there. The games are right there. There's
Call of Duty.
so
And
many.
the thing is, Mike's neutral.
Absolutely.
Never
yeah.
his opinion clouds.
No.
Absolutely.
He's sub Sony.
Sorry, is it an opinion or a fact? I've played it every single day since February.
Oh well.
Opinion or a fact?
You force
Because
yourself.
there's a game at every single step of the way to play.
No one's been there to make,
What's this fact?
to judge whether it's a fact.
No one knows if it's
I'll
true
tell
or
you
not.
what it is. And the thing that irritated me was that, and if you don't know, as you might have
Not a
gone,
day
who
goes
knows?
by I don't go to the Shard. I've been to the Shard every day. They take care of me.
So
they
you
give
say,
me a
but
foot massage.
you're the only one nominated for waste of money. So you're wrong.
Point is, no one can prove it.
The Vita has a fuckload of titles on there, and you just got to go find them. They're not thrown in your face. You got to go and get them. You got to actually put some work into it.
When you say a fuckload, like double
literally.
digits, isn't
I
a
saw an
fuckload,
article.
isn't
I
it?
saw an article today about the consoles, the most number of exclusives. First was PC, obviously. Second was Vita.
That's because people were releasing the game on Vita because they can't be asked porting it elsewhere.
Was
What's
that most
that mean?
exclusive like in the last month? Or
No,
something?
in this year.
Yeah,
exclusives.
but
Vita.
the
40 exclusive
exclusives
games on
aren't
there.
fantastic. Though.
Yes, they are.
Call of Duty, lowest rated
Gravity.
Call of Duty ever.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we know. That's why.
Pretty
That's
cool.
why.
That's Activision's fault, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We'll see it later.
That comes down to
There
sales
are-
of the Vita, though, doesn't it? If it's not selling, then they're not going to
Yeah,
invest.
but that doesn't
too
make it a
much
waste of money. That
into
makes
it.
people aren't investing in the Vita. The Vita's there for you to snap up, and if people aren't doing it, that's their fault. It's
there's
ignorance.
no
They're
games.
lacking in it.
Was
There are a
there-
fuckload of games.
There
Was
was
there other nominations?
No,
It was just Vita.
this was always going to happen.
Oh, I was
I've got it out. Let's see what happens.
If it wins,
You can edit this all in at the end
Sorry.
if it wins. So
as the host of Ready Game Fire and the voice of neutrality, because I am no company's fanboy. Oh please, Mac,
Okay.
enlighten me.
no,
Xbox
you
fan.
go on. You
I'm not an Xbox fanboy. No, I'm not.
He's been accused of a
No,
couple.
no,
Apple
go
was
on.
that one,
Apple.
though.
He's not an Apple.
I have a Mac. We're not going
and
down
an
that.
iPhone and an iPad right in front of him. So
Yeah, so I am no company's fanboy, and I love my Vita. I think it's great. I would say there are games there if you want to play them, and especially for you, Mac. You're always going on about how apparently any touchscreen game is kind of pointless. I mean, since you don't like Angry Birds, you should be playing your Vita every day because it's what you want. It's
I don't play
made
either.
for you.
You don't have an iPhone.
there you go.
Fuck all with.
There you go.
I've got a lot of use out of my
Bit
Vita
of a
this
harsh
year.
impression.
I think it's wicked. I love everything about it.
I agree. I agree. Sony's support for it has been disappointing. Not necessarily in the games.
It's
when they
not
market their
Sony's
games.
support.
No, in the way they market their games, they always let a lot of their good games down. But in the way they push it out there, they haven't found that. But the PS3 was saying they haven't found that right spark to get people excited about it yet.
It's
And that doesn't make it a waste of money. It just makes it a slow burner.
Mac, you said that the Call of Duty was the worst Call of Duty ever. Well, and then you say that that's a problem because no one wants the Vita, so they didn't bother making a cool Call of Duty. It's kind of like an ever repeating cycle. If Call of Duty if they'd bothered with it, and I'm really annoyed
Yeah.
at Activision and Nihilistic for not bothering with it.
Not nihilistic, but they apparently had like a 5 month.
Oh, what, the
window.
developers?
Apparently, had like a 5 month window. To make that
They should
game.
get better at working within a 5-month period then. But my point is, if they'd imagine if they'd smashed it out of the park, or if Activision had given it to a different developer. If Call of Duty on the Vita was amazing, it would have been a system seller. Because we haven't had the core COD experience in handheld, ever. We've never had it. And if they'd actually bothered to do it, I think it could have turned around the Vita's fate. We all predicted that the Vita would be a quote-unquote failure, and it's kind of not selling well. So, sadly, the way everyone thought it was going to go, it is going to go that way. I fly the flag for the
very nice.
Vita, though.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. People thought it came out, so it's a failure. Perception builds, and it's going to bundle in that way. Unless it changes, it might fail. But man, this year for me in the Vita has been incredible.
Well, I mean, the word fail is not really
Yeah.
appropriate. It's just going to have a short life cycle, and it's going to be under-supported.
Yeah. But this year, I'm telling you, this year in games, from Gravity Rush to Uncharted, to playing Uncharted Fortune Fates, a funky card game that I started playing, it's been brilliant. And Pabra across both the
love
both the
the card
Don't,
platforms.
by the way, don't listen to Mike. He's delirious and ill.
It's actually really good. What's it called? Fight for Fortune.
Sticking with PlayStation, we'll move on to the 60 quid full digital titles on PSN. PlayStation Network is not the only place you'll find retail games that are 10 times more expensive than buying the disc, but it's kind of pointless bringing these games out digitally if you're going to price them at that. I mean, what situation will you be in when you're like, God, I need to play Uncharted 3. It's 5 in the morning. No, it's 4 in the morning. No shops are open. I've got to play it now. It'll still take a long enough time to download. It's, there is no justification for that 60 quid price tag, is there?
Uncharted 3 is not available on PSN currently.
I think the problem we need to address firstly is, like, just give a bit of backstory, is that places like PlayStation Network, and I think Microsoft does it to some extent, I'm not entirely sure, but they don't regulate what the price is of these games that turn up on their networks.
It's set by the publisher.
Exactly. So the publishers are
money-hungry
wild.
publishers.
Exactly. They're going crazy with these prices. But this problem is made far worse by the consumer because people are buying them. Mm-hmm. If you're buying these awful games or even good games at $57.99, $59.99, then you're telling them that you're willing to pay that amount.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they'll keep doing it.
Do you know how you let the businesses know what you want as a consumer? You buy it if you like it, and you don't buy it if you don't like it.
That's true.
Yeah. And that advice goes out to every single person who complains hardcore about Call of Duty every year, but then's first in line to get it at the midline launch.
The worst thing you can do is complain and then buy it because they hear the complaints, then they see the sales and go, well, people don't care.
Exactly.
You need to match up those things. I think, specifically, EA this year have been unbelievable with their prices at £60. Every single one. Mass Effect 3, Need
on
for Speed.
Origin?
No, on PlayStation Network.
I was going to say they're not.
I don't know about Origin.
They're not great on Origin. Yeah,
Ubisoft are far worse.
They were pretty reasonable. Assassin's Creed 3 had different price structures. It was still.
Do you remember when Driver was on there?
No,
$57.99 when it debuted.
Yeah.
That was the first game that was on PSN at that price.
But this year it's been. Everyone else has been hitting retail price. Let me clarify quickly for Steve. It's going to be good. But before hitting retail price is good. Like hitting like 50 quid, because at least you can say, well, that's same as retail. Don't want to screw them over. Putting something digitally for £60, £10,
ridiculous.
You can't even find that in store. Is unthinkable. Like you say, people buy it and it's mental.
Yeah, beforehand they had to worry about upsetting retailers like Game, or in America GameStop, but they're not going to be around much longer, so I wouldn't worry about upsetting them, to be honest.
It's crazy.
You can bring them on board, though. Look what Game have done recently with Steam. They're actually selling Steam credit now.
That's not
so you could do the same thing with...
I've got a Steam credit card. It's called my Visa debit card.
There you go.
It's people are getting better. People are starting to undercut, and it's going to slowly come down and down. But while the adoption rate's pretty low for digital, they might as well get as much money out of it as possible, because people are going to pay if it's 50 or 40 or 60. They're getting those people and they're raking them, and those people should stop it.
And next on the list is Xbox Live Gold. Now, this so-called Xbox fanboy actually put that on there.
You really surprised me, because I put it there. I thought you put it there as a joke.
I'm not an Xbox fanboy, Mike.
I know you're
I just
not.
don't like... I don't like other fanboys, and when you're going off on your Sony are great and Microsoft is shit tirade, don't cackle evilly to yourself.
Well, that's why I'm an evil fanboy.
You're an idiot fanboy.
Yeah, evil idiot fanboy.
No, just idiot fanboy.
Oh, can I be evil as well?
No, you're not evil.
that
You're not
implies-
smart enough to be evil.
That implies there's good fanboys. There are good fanboys.
But yeah, Xbox Live is basically on there because I think it's kind of indisputable that PlayStation Plus is more than worth your money, especially now it's on Vita, and that goes hand in hand with the Vita becoming more valuable.
Yeah.
Because there's bundles that I've seen with years PlayStation Plus memberships in there as well. Anyway, but the fact that Xbox, they're getting away with just charging you for online functionality, which, you know, pretty much every other platform can do competently now.
Yeah.
I mean, and you used to get a load of great sales with Gold, but since the last couple of recent dashboards, you can't ever find these offers, and when you do find them, they're nowhere near as good. Like, I used to buy stuff in Xbox sales all the time, and their New Year's Eve ones are still good, but the offers that you get are now they've diminished quite a lot. I'd have to say, and the fact that you have to pay, I mean, only Gold members can use YouTube on their Xbox, for example,
That's mad.
and Facebook. It was like, what? Why are you including that? That's bullshit.
My biggest qualm with it is having to pay Gold to watch Netflix, which you pay money for to be subscribed to.
Exactly.
Blows my mind.
And something else as well. I think well, Xbox Live, or rather paying for online functionality, should be on the way out. Especially now, you have to pay separately to play each game online. You know, if you don't have a first-hand copy.
They? Imagine, Steve, you go on Steam and you want to play Old Republic, you get a subscription, and then you have to pay Steam Online.
Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
it was a good model at first. I think they need to update it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the problem again is the consumer. Because I remember seeing
Willing to pay, yeah.
there was some figure in 2010. I remember seeing that Microsoft were earning just over $1 billion from Xbox Live each year. So people are willing to pay £40 a year
But they
just to get the
shuffle it
same
up.
thing you can get elsewhere.
Say for gold, it's now a PlayStation Plus style thing. You get this and that, and bonus
Yeah,
this
that's
and that.
what they needed
and then
to do.
bring the online play off. They will lose money though. It's tough if Microsoft because.
Oh no, who cares? Oh, Microsoft are going to lose some money, everybody. But PlayStation Plus is the more forward-thinking service because, as we just discussed, everything's going digital, and basically Plus is a subscription service. Say, as long as you keep paying this yearly fee, you get all of these games, and I think that's how it's going to be down the line.
There is room for gold, though, isn't there? Because imagine if they did something like you were saying about Netflix, you have to have gold. What if they did some sort of partnership with these companies so you get a reduced sort of monthly fee with these other companies? Because then it would give it some sort of relevance to having gold, you know, rather than just, I need to play online with, you know, on Shadowrun, one game I used to love online. But yeah, to play that online, then you have to pay gold.
My problem with PlayStation Plus is that I really worry about where Sony have put themselves. They are giving away so much and paying so much to other publishers to get their games that I know this is a big move to get people 2+, and I think it's working. The number they said a 500% increase from last year this November, and that's very cool. But the cost isn't matched out. It's that they got to sustain that, and I worry that they're giving. I mean, the fact that the first Vita update gave you Golden Abyss and Gravity Rush, they could have just done one of those.
No, I agree. Yeah.
That's not what Plus is about, though.
Sure, and I love it as a consumer. I love it.
How much is it a month?
It's £4.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even Mike, this is my point. You are such a fanboy.
I was criticising them.
Listen, you are such a fanboy that you can't just sit back and enjoy these games. You have to be worried about how Sony are doing financially. You maniac!
They're fucked.
You're a maniac.
Because if they go down, one of my favourite brands goes down. It's
I
madness.
fully expect you to kill yourself when Sony go out of business.
This comes back to the Vita chat we had the other day.
What was that?
Your insane rambling
It
about
wasn't insane.
Jesus Christ. Right.
Tell me.
Yeah, so you were saying we were chatting about whether Vita should be nominated, or you were saying you were annoyed it's been nominated. You know,
I was being a bit childish.
throwing your
I admit.
fanboyishness around and stuff. Like we were saying how by nominating it, we're gonna I was saying, like, the console's gonna crash and burn. He said, and we'll just help that happen, will we? I was like, now, love this show and stuff, but do you really think Ready Game 5's opinion is going to have any effect on the overall sales and success of the PS Vita? And do you know what he said to me? Tesco's, mate. And I went, what? Oh, no, Asda. Every little helps. I was like, oh no.
But I have a friend whose opinion was he doesn't vote because he doesn't believe one vote makes a difference. But it's all a drop in the ocean. But it doesn't matter. The ocean still gets filled up by little individual drops. So do what you can.
I don't vote because it's the same in a different coloured tie.
I agree.
That's anarchist. He should be banned from the country.
Jack Johnson or John Jackson.
That's all
Vote or die, motherfucker. Vote or die.
Nutters.
If you don't, I'll stab a knife through
All right,
your
Cameron's
motherfucking
against
eye.
gay marriage, guys. He's now it's cool enough. He can be now Obama's against gay marriage. Now Cameron is. So it's all fine.
What do you mean Obama's against gay marriage?
Oh, don't get me saying that. Sorry. Now he's against banning gay marriage.
I was going to say, you said it yourself. Oh my god. Cameron's against gay marriage.
I was like, how did I miss this? Yeah, but not just the news story that Cameron's against gay marriage, but that Obama has done this spectacular 180. Just come out and gone, I actually hate the gays. And everyone's like, yes! Straight after getting re-elected
Yeah, that was his campaign pledge. Oh yeah, no, I love gay marriage. And then afterwards, yes, I've duped you. Here's my fuck it.
Amazing
They're against banning gay marriage.
Oh my god.
They're great people.
What an amazing way to turn it all around.
So who was the biggest waste of money? This is
The biggest waste of money.
Uh-oh.
Drum roll.
I'm scared.
£60 full digital titles on the PlayStation Network. It's a worthy winner, Steve.
I tried so
I'd
hard.
agree with that.
But you
I was
wanted
going
the
round
Shard.
with a little petition against the Vita.
I thought you were doing Shard. How did the Shard do?
Vita was second,
Yeah, of course.
Shard was third.
Oh, amazing.
What was the difference between
Shard,
first and
some
second place, though? How many votes?
Approximately.
Approximately.
The 60 quid digital title was won by a landslide, and,
okay.
and rightfully so.
Definition of waste of money, isn't it?
I'm completely with Mike in this. It's not cool to see so much hate on the Vita. But then again, it's annoying because the only way you could be like, okay, here's how I show you how good the Vita is, and that is by buying someone it
Yeah.
and some games and be like, just play that for a month, and that's kind of not viable.
So my only problem with like this PlayStation Network games thing with one is I don't know anyone that actually did waste their money on it. Like people say, "Oh, that was a waste of money," but no one's actually wasted. Like you guys did actually waste your money on the Vita.
But this is the thing; it's that much of a waste of money that no one's falling for. Well, Steve, it's just because we know we hang out with intelligent people who won't do that.
Last
kind of
year,
thing.
Call of Duty Elite one. Remember, no one knew did that because
Well, Kent, if you're listening.
God.
Hi. It's time for Power's platform.
I agree.
It's time for Power's platform because Mike wanted to put Xbox on the biggest waste of money, and it's a good job you weren't in the room because I think I bit a wine bottle in half. I was so enraged.
Why? Because
He just had his
Xbox
PlayStation
fanboy.
outside going, "I'm going to do it, Annie. I'm going to smash it."
You just asked me why because I'm an Xbox fanboy. No, Mike, because it's not a waste of
Why
money.
would it anger you?
Because it's you being a fanboy, and it's.
sure.
But I mean, the fact is that now you've got the 360 is out. It's the end of the life cycle. Therefore, it's cheaper. It's got a large library of games, and it's I know we just spoke about paying for online, but the online functionality is light years ahead of
It reminds me.
the PS3.
What's like light
I forget who.
I would.
Light years?
Someone on the.
Okay, all right.
Years.
60 kilometers ahead of it.
Nice.
Someone I'm sure on the podcast ages ago said like they bought a PS2. But
That's
like,
Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like that's the same thing. Like the PS2, it cost him like what £50, and it's got the greatest game library ever. The 360's game library is incredible, and you can get 360 for so cheap now. It's like I say, looks better than the Wii U, brand new consoles come out. It's like
Just because us four in the room here aren't big Halo or Gears of War fans. I mean, Steve mentioned Forza before we went on. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I don't play Forza, but it's huge. And the latest Halo is supposed to be incredible. And, we can't all get Halo 4 for free at work, Mike.
What? So this is it. So I got a chance to defend myself. This happened 2 episodes ago where Steve brought up, or you laughed at me like a maniac when I said it. And Steve didn't back me up because we had a huge conversation. He did talk me down from it. But this was my thinking. Let me throw it out there. Okay. I think there's some validity to it. Buying an Xbox 360 in 2012 was a waste of money.
can't wait to hear
No.
this.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Comparatively, if you could have bought a Wii U, a PS3, a new PC, a Vita, a 3DS, something with brand new experiences, because all you got exclusively on the 360 this year was Halo 4 and Forza 4 and
but
Fez.
It doesn't work.
Why are
that
you
way.
only looking
It
at?
does.
Why are you
It
only
doesn't.
looking at the games that came out this year?
Yeah.
Buying the console opens the door to the whole
Sure, I know.
back
And
catalogue.
let's be
saying-
honest, we know this is an extreme opinion. At no point am I really thinking this is the most rational thing
And
I've
so-
said. But I think there is some validity in there, and it's worth
Knowing what you're like,
Not really.
the fact you did back down shows how ridiculous it is.
Sure.
Because I just think. Like, so you eventually agreed
The
that
360 is a fucking brilliant console.
yes, it's an incredible console, and it's really cheap at the moment, and
Yeah.
it's HD,
Yep.
and it's got an amazing array of games.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
got games for everyone.
Yeah.
But this year, I think of the person like you talk to someone buying a PS2 right now.
I just like everything I just said. I know in your head you're just thinking, yeah, waste of money. Waste of money. Yeah, it's a waste of money.
Deleted.
Retaliate.
You're saying all of this, and Mike's just picturing that scene from The Dark Knight, except instead of Heath Ledger, it's an Xbox lighting that pile of money on fire. Everything burns. Right, moving on to worst character.
I love this one.
The nominations for worst character are Connor, also known as the robot from Assassin's Creed 3.
A few robots in this one.
Rubikai from the Old Republic.
That's Mark Dallamore's
That's
character.
Ready Game Fire's own Mark Dallamore's awful Star Wars character.
We'll touch on why he was terrible. in
Steve
Old
will definitely
Republic.
fill you in for that.
Fucking hell.
Max Payne.
Max Shane. Yeah.
Max Shane. It's so Max.
Max
It's
Shane.
you to an absolute team.
Invoker.
No one knows.
What?
Quickly.
I looked it up. Dota 2. Obviously.
Oh, and finally Manita, who is the tutorial robot computer douche from Nintendo Land.
Do you want to play a game? Because I've got the game to play for you.
Oh, it's awful.
Well,
It was insane.
It was like a really irritating GLaDOS, wasn't it? Or
GLaDOS,
whatever you
eh?
wanna call her.
It was GLaDOS meets Fee. They have sex and their baby's horrible.
No, I said it's Flood meat feet.
Yeah,
Meets
that's
GLaDOS.
exactly what it is. Because also it's like
Flooded.
Nintendo just thought
Everyone
everyone
loves
loves Mario and Zelda.
Since everyone loves these
Whacking-
PCs, surely
Steve,
they'll
kick us
love
off.
it.
What's wrong with Rubikai?
It's amazing. Hey,
Can we start off by saying that's actually an incredible name for
No,
a
it's like
villain?
Rubicon, the drink.
it's great until you realise he uses it for everything, and he's
No,
so
but-
proud of it.
but
He's
that's
on
so
his driving license.
tall and proud.
But yeah, what was wrong with his character
Well, okay,
specifically?
we all know about Dalamore. He's a self-proclaimed MMO whore,
But not nerd.
No.
He's not. He's not nerd. He's not nerd. No, he's an MMO.
Just plays all the
MMO
MMOs.
whore.
Sure.
But yeah, he's like, and like, if there's anything worth knowing, he'll know. Yeah, if it's not worth knowing, Dallimore won't know it. Yeah, there's no need to know it about MMOs. And so he's like playing. They all get it slightly before me and Mike, and he whacks off into like level 25 or something, and then me and Mike come along. The two bumbling fools that happen to be actually enjoying the game instead of grinding our way to the top level and making sure we do everything correctly. And at one point, like the amount of times Dallimore just took the mick out of us for like, well, you're doing a level 25 mission when you're on level 30. It's like, yeah, we're just enjoying the scenery. He goes, well, it's not how you're supposed to play the game. Wearing a stormtrooper helmet when you're a Jedi. He was also, not a nerd. He was the guild master. And he used to say comments, and his comments were always, Mike and Steve sitting in a tree and close like this. All this kind of shit. But yeah, we can band with him, Loz and their mate called Gib, who actually got to the top level.
Yeah,
they were like this little trio of little bum boys who were like, we know what we're doing in MMOs. Oh, you AFK, you don't know what AFK is, you don't know. And so basically, this is all a dig at these guys. But yeah, Dallimore is like the epitome of it. Thinks he's like the Don at like these games, and bellend.
Steve, all your nominations were their Star Wars characters, weren't they?
There was four. I nominated all three of Loz's Star Wars characters.
Lozetta.
Loz, who's obviously been already in 5 episodes.
And I nominated Dallimore and Eli from Black Mason because he didn't sound anything like him.
Oh yeah.
Like he turned up before he looked great, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
That's not your voice, Eli.
But,
Well, I mean, also on episode 20, we heard the glorious plan for Dali's Angels, which is going to be like Dallimore was going to be Rubikai, the male Old Republic character, and then you were all going to be his women.
And he's going to be called Dali. First thing he did was just make Rubikai. So
You halfway through that, you did play a female.
I made a female character.
Very
Ryan
sexy.
made a female character.
It was very confusing playing with Steve. I've got to say.
Okay.
Sexy lady.
Do you want to there was one moment where cause my lady's pretty hot,
It was
and then
really
Mike, we went into like
Mine
this
was a big fat
shop,
guy.
and like Mike's like, oh my god, Steve, you're not gonna believe, you're gonna love this too much. You're just gonna love it, and could buy Princess Leia's gold bikini. Mike's it on, and Mike's like, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. I know who's playing behind this, and yet Jesus Christ. All I'll say is the way that I decided who was shit character and who was a good character was my Jedi had a Stormtrooper helmet on, right? The people who were good just thought, that's funny, he's wearing a stupid Stormtrooper helmet, isn't it? And then you got the people who are like, well, that doesn't give you any bonus points to your defense.
That doesn't help your force powers.
How's that going to help you? And I was like, get out of here, Kai. Get on the fucking worst character of the year award.
Max Payne, a great game. Max Payne, gruff, overly played. This doesn't fit in these days.
I wouldn't say he's that terrible though. I mean,
the game was very story driven, and
and he's just
obviously
shit.
he was very depressed. We know about his past and stuff with his family being killed, but we felt sorry for him in first game because he's played like a genuine victim. Whereas here we are now, I don't know, however many years later, and
you're like, you're still not over this pain,
and we're like, we don't give a shit. He's just an alcoholic, and he's just boring and just monotonous.
He was so boring, and the writing was quite interesting, and
it's good.
It was weird.
The writing was complimented in the first game. It was like a comic book style.
Yeah,
so it
and they
fit
tried to
really
do
well
that
then. So
yeah.
That's a shame. That's on my pile too. Of
It's a
games
really
to
good
play.
game, really cool, really beautiful game.
And we've touched on Invoker, some guy from Dota. Unfortunately, we have no Dota
No,
knowledge,
I'm
even
sure
though
it's
it's a
great.
very popular game.
He just had a funny name and.
Manita is the robot tutorial thing who ruins Nintendo
Lovable
Land.
Manita.
But you can't get rid of her, can you? She follows you around.
Can't turn her off.
She turns up at the start and keeps on giving you tutorials whenever you want to do
Nintendo
something
invented STD, isn't it? You can't get rid of it. Just when you think it's gone, bam, right there again.
Hello, Mac. She's
An NSTD.
Yeah, you thought that cream would get rid of me. I'm still here.
And then we've got C-3PO's son, also known as Connor, the lead protagonist of Assassin's Creed 3. I mean, literally, when him and Achilles are talking, it's like a conversation between a bit of wood and a pot of paint. You don't want to hear
The
it.
paint's not even drying, so it's not even interesting. It's already dry.
You don't want to hear the conversation, and you know how it's going to end up. So just don't.
People get
such a shame.
I know people get really confused. Like they talk about how I've heard people say Connor's a great character. Look at the setting he's in. He's a Mohican. He's doing this. It's like, no, stop.
Like,
That's
whoa,
not.
whoa, whoa!
That's
You've
not his character.
you've already ruined it when you said the setting was nice.
Talk about his character. Try and explain that character.
Oh, but look, this is grass underneath him.
Yeah, exactly. Look how he walks on the grass.
Well, he's got great boots. I like his boots. Well, I mean, just coming off the back of Ezio, who I know he's Italian. Yeah, I mean, Ezio's Italian.
No, Italian doesn't mean fair. Italian does mean a lot.
Let me finish.
More than any other
He
country,
likes the ladies.
He likes the ladies.
Yeah, so he's Italian, so he's very flamboyant, and Connor is a Native American, so he does sound like one. But I think a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, but he's a Native American," but it's not his accent or the manner in which he speaks. It's his lack of any kind of emotional personality behind it. Yeah, and Ezio was really interesting and funny. And I can't imagine Connor cracking any kind of joke.
I was speaking to someone today, and they said, "Oh no, I like Connor because I like my Assassin's Creed character to be more kind of stoic, less, he's assassin, so I want him to be more stoic and less, haha." But Connor wasn't always an assassin. He starts as a little kid, and as a little kid, he was a boring fuck as well.
Really
Whereas Altair
kid.
is stoic. He was hothead, and he fell from grace and he had to restart. Connor's just always been. I played as him.
Yeah.
I played him from a baby to a fucking adult, and he's been a boring motherfucker.
He sounds like Ryo Hazuki without the charm.
Pretty much, yeah. He's got no charm.
Because Ryo, I mean, he's a fun-loving guy. He just doesn't know how to express it. That's his problem.
You start off as a really great character in 3 as well, and he's actually quite exciting and quite kind of cool and sarky and snippy, and he's quite fun. You switch to Connor and
Well, the best thing about
Haytham,
the best thing about AC3 is the twist when you get to play as Connor finally 6 hours into the game. But I'm just kidding. I don't care about that 6 hours. Those 6 hours make that twist what it is.
A joy.
And here are the winners of worst character in joint first. It's Connor from Assassin's Creed 3 and Rubikai from the old Republic.
goes to Rubikai.
Have we got to decide who wins?
Oh, Marky Mark.
Marky Dallimore.
You've been pissing off the internet a few too many times this
I
time.
vote for Rubikai.
Yeah. Oh well, obviously I vote for Rubikai originally.
I've got to vote for Connor.
I've got to decide and vote here. I think.
Yeah.
My vote has got to go to Rubikai.
Yes!
Good afternoon.
Dallimore, worthy winner.
Never met him.
I never met Connor, but I've met Rubikai.
And you already know that
Rubikai.
you'd rather hang out with the guy who might scalp you with a tomahawk.
Yeah, it's the very same.
Lovely, deserved win. Well done, Rubikai. You've joined the ranks of Duke Nukem.
Yeah, it's a good duo.
It's a good Hall of Fame to be in. Hall of Shame.
And now live with his reaction to being awarded the worst character of 2012, it's Mark Dallimore, aka Rubikai.
People told me to be a dick. Everyone's a dick to Steve Edwards.
Thanks, Mark.
Took it well.
He's a magnanimous man.
Moving on with our best use of slow motion,
This is the best award.
recommended by Steve.
Yep.
So if it goes badly,
This is Steve's category.
Oh no.
Up for best use of slow-mo in 2012. Dread 3D, Hitman Absolution, XCOM Enemy Unknown, the Mario Chase replay in Nintendo Land, and the Mass Effect 3 finale.
Oh yeah, they're all good.
I haven't seen Dread 3D. I very much want to.
Mac, do you see Dread 3D?
No, I haven't seen it.
I don't. A lot of people vote. Like 3 people.
The
voted
slow-mo
for
is
it,
supposed to be
and I'm
amazing, and well, I've seen some of it in trailers and like.
Everyone who's voted,
This is a
they've seen
film,
it, just
guys.
gone,
This is Dread the film. Just so.
yeah, this has to
Obviously, in this movie, all the people in it are taking this drug called slow-mo.
Oh, really?
So, and when you take the drug, everything goes in slow motion. And yeah, I've seen some of it, and it does look pretty
Wouldn't it be
impressive.
amazing if, like, the Dread game on the Wii U, you had to strap the Wii controller to your face and you see through the visor? Fucking brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh right, I thought you just meant tape a bunch of Wiimotes to your face.
No, the Wii Pro
Shake it
controller.
around.
What are you on about?
Whack it on your head and you can only see through that.
The Mass Effect 3 Final Stand. We're talking about the final bit where everyone's been fucked. He's trying to get his way to the.
She is on planet Earth, and you go
going to-
and you
they're
go up
going
to the
to
Citadel.
the,
yeah.
Up to the Citadel, yeah.
Of their journey.
He's going to the...
When he's going up to the Citadel, and
If you want to, like, take the cover out and invert it, you can have a she, but we all know.
yeah,
so.
the real,
Or
the
you
real
can
me.
talk, or you can talk to everybody who's played both, and everyone says that FemShep is the better voice actress.
Yeah, but it's not the real character.
What? It is.
You're only playing the game properly if you're playing as default Shepard. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, Mark Dallimore agrees.
So it's the final bit of Mass Effect 3. You've fought off all these waves of wankers, and the world's blown up, and Shepard is fucked, and he's strolling towards the Citadel.
Can't you just say Shepard?
And 2 or 3 of the male Shepards, Mephod, What's it called? Mep Shepherd.
I don't think
Yeah,
you.
what is he? Because Fem Shep and
Fem
That's
Shep.
sexist, that is.
Malshep.
That's your, Mal Shep. Mal Shep is staggering towards.
Fem Shep and Dick Shep.
Dick Shep is staggering to the Citadel, and then
very
the now famous meme Marauder Shields, the final boss of the game, jumps out, shoots you in the shoulder, and you get one final shot off. Dramatic moment.
A standard Marauder.
Final,
just
final boss of the match.
Chris and I both died on him.
Yeah, I've died more than once because
Really?
I wanted to see all the endings.
Oh, okay.
I
And
died
every
against Elusive Man.
and
He shot the guy in front of me, and I was just watching him, and then he just kept telling me to do the evil thing. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Wow.
Bang.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I fuck Elusive. As soon as he gave me a chance to do it, I was like, you're done. You're done, Elusive.
I was looking for the
You're
good
done.
one.
and of course,
Nah.
spoilers.
Elusive Man.
Seriously, buy it all on. As if you're not going to buy the trilogy on
Well, you're
PSN.
not speaking to me.
Play it as a woman, Mike.
I will.
On PSN?
Yeah.
What is it? Is
And
it
by that I mean use male shepherd, but put on some panties
Yeah,
yourself.
play me as a woman.
Yeah.
Panties
It's
and
hilarious, like, because like you say, like,
It's $57.99.
all of the fans
three, though.
that
Yeah.
played both.
That's 3 games.
That's not too bad.
57. How much for the 3 games?
$57.99 on.
Now that's worth 60 quid. 'cause it's
Yeah,
3
actually,
games.
Yeah,
because
that's a
Mass
bit
Effect
more
3 was
reasonable.
$59.99 when it came out in February.
They're all huge games.
but it's
so
40 quid, like,
Yeah, in store.
offline.
Exactly.
what? All 3 of them?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
box.
yeah,
The
yeah.
box got to be, hasn't it? It's
My
gotta be
cousin's Christmas present. You don't realise at the time, and you don't really. I didn't even know until you told me. But yeah, the final enemy you fight
The final boss is Marauder Shields.
a Marauder in super slow motion, where you've got a gun that you don't need to reload.
Yeah.
and
You've got a gun, and it's really hard to aim, and
Yeah.
he will shoot you in 2 seconds
Exactly.
on any difficulty. But yeah, I mean, my final thought on playing as FemShep is lesbian. Okay, moving on.
All right, pervert.
Yeah, well, it's great.
Gay.
The shower scene with specialist trainer.
More than that, Chris could woo Garrus. I had no chance to that.
Yeah.
I tried to. woo
You know, I don't
Cortez
like
so
to talk
hard.
about that awkward moment when I thought it'd be a good idea to flirt with Garrus, and then immediately went back on it.
But I did get a delightful moment where Talia and Garrus got together in mine, which was just beautiful.
Everyone was dead in mine.
I was so happy. It was like
It's
I
like-
caught them and they were like, oh, shit.
Other slow motion nominations are Mario Chase Replay. Now, we played Nintendo Land
Last
last
time a
week,
week ago, pretty much. Yeah.
and one of the best mini games in it is Mario Chase. And at the end, okay, basically Mario Chase is you got the person on the gamepad is Mario. They have to run and hide in a gigantic maze, and obviously you can't see where they are because it's all on their gamepad
Unless
screen.
Annie's playing.
And then you've got
You can see her hiding behind a small low
You can,
object.
you can all look in one screen and see her just running in one direction into one of the corners and then waiting for us to go get her. But, it depends how you play the game.
You heard the cuts on last week's episode.
and then the 4 players on Wiimote have to go and find them, and it's so fun. It's so much fun. And then basically the game ends when you take them down with a tackle, and then it shows you a replay of the map. And just as it ends, the replay slows down to show the final takedown.
It shows you all the paths everyone's taken, and it shows them just that last minute, doesn't it? Of the little characters. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
The happiness when you've been the one that's made the tackle.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
And obviously, this is what I nominated. This is what I voted for. I mean, it's when the replay finished, and then Mike said that should be best slow-mo.
Yeah,
I
you
was
heard
like,
that as well.
I was like, yeah.
Well, we definitely need to explain all of them, don't we? Here, because this award doesn't speak for itself.
No. Well, we've got Hitman Absolution next.
That's
Yeah.
you're talking
Slow-mo
about,
I don't
kills.
know what the slow-mo thing
You're talking.
was.
It's
Never
in
activated it.
the tutorial
All
level.
the time.
Red Dead mode.
Yeah.
Because it was forcing me to
That's
use
what-
instinct mode, and I was like, I'm not using instinct. I'm not using instinct.
Oh,
So I
It
kept
doesn't
going.
need slow.
I was like, I don't need instinct, so I'm not
you were
doing
so
it.
stubborn, weren't you? It's brilliant.
There you go.
Max, I picked up Hitman, and Mac was like, Mike, don't go on anything easier than ultra super hard. And I did that first, and I fuck that. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move more than 3 seconds.
You
I'd
should have
get
just
spotted.
sent him a picture of you with your thumbs up going, you've met me, right? Not playing on super ultra hard.
I cracked it right down to normal.
As
just
Chris
one
has
just
mentioned,
above easiest.
you'll have like IGN FAQs, you'll have your Prima guide next year.
And a big box of crisps.
Yeah.
Chris, yeah.
The slowdown. Hitman has a very cool game.
I should have
for-
preceded that with, there's a gold trophy for it, Mike.
I know,
Don't
you
play it
should.
low and hard.
Matt will send you one of his gold trophies.
Yeah,
online.
exactly.
Hitman is it's a very cool, stylish game. When it still slows down, it's wicked.
It does, yeah.
Now I'm level 12 on PSN. Like bronze trophies don't mean
No,
shit
they
anymore.
don't.
It's rubbish.
But if you get 3,000 of them, you're flying.
You're the same level as me now, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'm going to be 13 soon, Steve, so
Wow.
watch out.
Well, you're ahead of me then, because I'm sadly Steam.
How's your Steam score, PC boy?
I think it was £1.49 for Arkham City the other day. That's my Steam score.
Oh, wicked! I played it a year ago, mate.
£3.27 for Portal 2 on Steam.
And anyway, you bought Arkham City on console.
Great game.
To be fair, while we're here,
great dog.
the biggest news story this year was that Mac did overtake me in PlayStation trophies this year.
The listeners may not know this, but first, Mike is not the only fanboy. Mac is more of a subdued PlayStation fanboy, but it's there, and but they're both huge trophy whores.
Yep.
What are your PSN trophy levels?
Mine's now 23.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Mac,
I've not got it.
23.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I assume 17 or 18.
Mac hasn't synced his trophies in like 2 months
Yeah.
though, so this is what I'm
I
terrified
recently
of.
moved house, so the last level I was aware of was 22
and, like,
and
80
50 something percent.
You overtook me. I did overtake you just before your
But-
internet went down, but since then I have no idea what you've done.
I've
So
got
I-
more platinums than Mike, I
Lucky
think.
you guys
still.
went on the Nerd War episodes.
Oh, we'd win.
Whatever
It'd be
disaster.
who could be the biggest nerd. That's all it could be.
I like 'cause
I'm the biggest nerd.
The difference
no,
was
I'm the biggest nerd.
mine's based off skill, whereas Mike's is just based on whoring himself out.
Bullshit.
10% on every game he could
70
play.
hours into the entire Metal Gear trilogy.
Anyone that
Yes.
tells me he sat there and watched Sopranos whilst he strapped down his finger to the right
I
trigger
can
whilst playing
swear
SSR.
my life to that.
I did that too.
I've never done that.
Hilarious. You've done awful things.
Because my platinums are so much less, I've never done those outrageous. If it's an outrageous trophy, I usually go, no.
This is the same guy who
Well, you know,
struggled.
this one's a challenge, so no.
Either if it's challenging or takes a lot of time, I say no.
Mike's version of challenging, though, don't forget, is Okami puzzle.
Shut
I
up!
don't even call it a puzzle, really.
Shut up!
Chris, it's the
I think
difference.
Steve should,
We're literally saying draw a straight line in Okami. The first time you have to use the celestial brush is draw a straight line, and Mike used to walk through it.
And what did it say? Start at up and move down
I
to
couldn't
down.
even find the actual bit because it doesn't even describe it.
It was literally
right
a
next
little
to her.
granny asking you to draw her a line.
I can't remember why I was stuck. I was
Took
going
me-
up, I was going up, I was going up.
It took me about 4 seconds,
Oh,
5
yeah.
seconds.
Exactly. It took me as long as it takes to press the right trigger
Shut
and then draw it.
Oh my god.
And finally, in best use of slow motion, it's XCOM. What's the slow motion like in that?
It's those final kills.
Yes.
They are
Um,
awesome, yeah. I remember that from the demo.
They're quite basic, but the thing behind it is that the game is tough. It's quite a tough game, and then sometimes when you're like aiming at an enemy and it says like 46%, and you're like, oh please, for the love of God, don't miss.
Yeah,
'cause
your last
they're gonna-
dude, last enemy.
Yeah,
is
they're
all
gonna
you've got.
destroy me. As soon as you see that slow motion kick in, you're like, yes, this is it. This is the shot. And if you're playing as a sniper or something, the sound effect, as well as the slow motion, as well as watching the alien's head explode,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
brilliant. That's perfect.
Amazing.
The best thing is when
Awesome.
the AI is screwed up or another player and they end up right next to you. You pop round a corner, so literally the character clipping in, your gun's in their head, the slow motion comes down, and you can see that trigger pull, and the head blows in slow motion. It's just satisfying, very satisfying. Slow
Chris, I just want to tell you this. So I got a MSN message from Joe Choi the other day, and it was brilliant. But he was just like, Mike only likes story. XCOM has changed Mike. XCOM is the greatest game of all time. That's all it said. And then our mate Joe Choi, he's like, he's a great guy, and he's like listening to the podcast obviously more and more. He was quite critical of it, actually. He was like, he'd tell us when he didn't like episodes.
No,
and stuff.
but to be fair, he was critical about episode 1, and
Yeah,
episode
he's an
1's
honest
a
man.
big pile of shit.
But yeah, he was like, he just suddenly sent me an MSN message going on about how like Mike loves XCOM. It's literally Mike loves XCOM, and then it was Mike loves story. XCOM has no story. XCOM has changed Mike. And it was amazing. And then he just sent me a screenshot of his Steam profile, and it was like 182 hours of XCOM played or something. Joe has been caning it.
I love
It's
this
crazy.
man.
Yeah, Joe.
Time sync. There you go.
Wicked.
He's
a
the
great
one who's
game.
got that hilarious me with the balls on his chin.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, it's not just changed me so much as it's the game this year that's most enlightened me to that you can play a game that's just about fucking fun and playing. And it does have a little. There's a lot of progression.
I
in that
love
game.
fucking fun.
There is progression in that game, but I agree the story's not actually strong. But yeah, love it.
Well, here's the winner of best use of slow motion in 2012. It's the Mass Effect 3 finale.
Right,
So I'm happy with that winning that one
Yeah.
because it was so.
big moment.
But I mean, like you talk about like the slow motion with the enemy, and like that's more of a humorous thing that happened. But like when I was running down the hill with like, obviously I just took Garrus on every mission with me. I had Garrus and I think I had Tali as well. I was like, keep it,
No,
No,
I like Garrus and Edie. They were my main team in 3.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And we're like running down towards, and the music was just incredible. It's so epic, and it does slow down like as you're going towards, and suddenly you're like manoeuvring out of the way of like bloody Harbinger just shooting shit at you, and it's just like, this is epic, this is incredible. And then obviously everything from there was just
and you
crazy.
don't know what's going to happen either. So it is like you're literally running into a huge giant
Yeah,
explosion.
you don't know when you get in that thing. You don't know what's going to happen.
This could be the end.
The first thing I
exactly.
did do, and this isn't even a joke, like, so you get like blown up, don't you? And your shepherd wakes up, and obviously it's obviously where you got to go. I turned straight around. Where the fuck is Garrus?
I was exactly the same.
Looking for him.
I
I was like, no,
thought
seriously.
they'd done
Garrus!
it. I thought they'd killed everyone.
I was like
thought
just
they had.
shooting. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, and yeah.
I was the same, mate. I thought they just.
And then I
killed
thought, right, he might be on the ship. So I just went towards the.
I didn't think
went
that.
and I was like, I was talking to Lucifer. I was like, where's Garrus? Lucifer.
No, fuck talking about how you've messed up the Reapers. Where is Garrus?
And I'd say that might be the reason why the original ending upset me so much, because they don't cover it, whereas they fixed it with the director's cut, didn't they? They showed him.
So we got to say BioWare want fans to tell them whether they want a sequel or a prequel. I mean, let's just have Garrus's origin story.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
With my shepherd there somewhere.
No, playing as Garrus.
Yeah, I'll play as Garrus and my
Pick up your
shepherd.
save file, he jumps in
Yeah,
occasionally.
it uses your save file, and that game ends when Garrus meets your shepherd.
that'd
So
be
that's
so
all it
good.
uses your save file
That'd
for.
be incredible,
In
yeah.
CSEC.
So you get
In
to
the
see
first game when Garrus is really dull.
You get to see your shepherd as whatever. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
So
You get to see-
boring.
you're like this really charismatic Garrus, and you get to CSEC, and they just drill the fun out of you, and you become this absolutely boring. It all makes sense, but it's all
Shepherd
repressed.
brings it back out of you.
It's a great game.
Holla if you hear me. Here we go, turn it up, let's start. From block to block, snatching hearts and checking marks. And the punk police can't fade me, maybe. We can have peace someday, cheap. But right now I got my mind set up. Looking down the barrel of a nine, get up. Cause it's time to make the payback facts. My brothers on the block, better stay strapped.
Biggest surprise of 2012, and the nominations are the end of episode 4 of The Walking Dead, getting chased by the Reapers on the Galaxy map in Mass Effect 3.
I think this is going to win.
I forgot that was nominated. That's
I
hilarious.
can't believe that was nominated.
That noise. I mean,
great one.
Come on, it was
obviously,
scary.
no matter what, this is
It was
in
always
or out,
surprising.
The noise has to go right now. It's just so good, isn't it?
What, Steve, you mean this noise?
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Mac,
Little
there's
mini
no,
foghorn
no need to
fart.
lower the tone.
That's what it reminded me of.
Anyway,
Always surprising.
next nomination, Disney buying Lucasfilm.
Uh-huh.
Ubisoft winning E3 / the reveal of Watch Dogs.
I really like that nomination. Whoever put that in, it's really good.
Me and Chris worked together to get it.
So it's combined
I
effort.
really like that one.
And the last one was that Black Mesa was released.
Oh, look
Steve,
at
you want
me.
to touch on that one?
Black Mesa.
Let's start with it, Steve. Tell me about Black Mesa. What's Black Mesa?
Black Mesa. Okay, well, Half-Life 1 came in 1998. Half-Life 2 came in 2004 with an incredible new engine called the Source Engine, and a bunch of fans decided, wow, this game's amazing, Half-Life 2, but we want to see what Half-Life 1 looked like in this. So they just decided from scratch to make Half-Life 1 completely, 2004. And they started, and obviously everyone, like, they posted a few screenshots early on, like 2005, and everyone was like, whoa, this is unbelievable.
I remember seeing those first shots.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a trailer, and that first trailer came out in 2007 or something, and again, it looked like, I remember showing people and was like, look at this, just incredible. And the game, it almost became like, the mod, Duke Nukem Forever. It's like, people would like say it's never coming out, like there'd be comments, people talking about it. And eventually, in 2012, just suddenly, randomly, they just said, we're going to release the first part of the game in a week or 2 weeks. And everyone's like, wait, what? First part of the game? And like people thought, well, it'd be like a beta. So no, we've completely finished up to the point before you go to Zen in Half-Life 1. Game's coming out. And yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's one of them. It's just, Half-Life 1's my favourite ever game. Black Mesa, and someone said, like, it's made it the definitive way to play Half-Life 1 now. It's like, it's just typical of this incredible series that it would have the best HD remake ever. Like, it's like
fan remake as well.
It's incredible, and I want
They
like
nailed it.
It's
These
kind
guys
of for everyone. Like Mac has never played the first Half-Life. You played
Played
Half-Life
it
2 this year,
briefly,
didn't you?
but I didn't get far on the
I
first
played
one.
Half-Life 1, Half-Life 1 Source, which obviously isn't this, but it was still,
Yeah.
it was that was Valve's re-release, but it wasn't.
It was their kind of, they whacked the Source Engine.
Just
into
it was a
Half-Life
bit
1.
better, wasn't it? It wasn't like this where they've redone models from ground up. It was just a little bit of an
incredible.
overshoot, and that was great. And playing this year, obviously off your suggestion, or saying suggestion, your mad ramblings.
But the
Which
thing
was
is, like,
beautiful, absolutely incredible.
the thing is, like, it's not just, and this is where it gets even more surprising, isn't it? It would have been so easy for them, and it would have been incredible if they'd just gone bam, everything stroke for stroke remake. But they changed things. They added bits, like they added new weapons at the start of the game. You don't get the crowbar till a bit later. They add new puzzles to make it a bit more difficult. They had a stupid seesaw things, obviously, because you have to in Half-Life.
Oh yeah, the only puzzle. Look at our physics engine. What are you going to do with it? Same seesaw puzzle over and over again.
That worked against them though, because there was that one bit that I couldn't remember. Oh yeah, I got stuck in the game. Whatever. There was a bit where there was.
Do you have to draw a line on something?
Jump. There was an elevator and it wasn't going down. And so I started just piling stuff on it because I thought, it's a Valve game.
Gravity.
You've got to pile stuff and that'll make it heavier and
Great
full.
logic.
Until I realised you had to go up through a vent and go around and
Look for the on switch.
And look for the on switch.
Yeah, it's a worthy of best
I know.
surprise.
I know. What I'll do is I'll put loads of bricks on the roof of this lift and then somehow get in the lift.
I can imagine Mike applying that to real life.
I do. I put heavy things on everything. Yeah, Black Mesa. I mean, I wasn't surprised when it came out because I wasn't paying attention to it, but I read up on it. And
I
realised
genuinely
how,
like if I I don't think I actually voted it's my biggest surprise, but just because one of the other nominations I liked too much.
Sure.
But it was actually my big. I was really I always looked it up occasionally just because I was like, I really want to play this game because obviously it's like if it's as good as it could be, which it was.
Yeah.
And just eventually the way it was suddenly announced was like, and like if you read PC websites, everyone was just like, whoa, 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 and it was incredible. It was as good as it could have been.
Have they released the Zen section yet?
It's coming. It's going to be a while. They're going to make Zen massive though. Obviously.
Probably another
This
8
is-
years for that part.
And this is what's crazy about it is literally they did go, that one of the best games ever made. Cool, we're gonna make it a bit better for you.
Yeah.
And they're doing it with Zen, which is most people agree is the weaker part of the game.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees.
I like Zen, but
So I'm
that's
really,
kind of my
really
fanboyishness coming out. But
Yeah, I can
I'll
see
agree
it's
the first
weaker.
part's the better part of the game.
Ubisoft obviously had the strongest showing at E3 this year, which is weird because they're not one of
And last year's
the
was an
three
absolute
biggest.
abomination.
Exactly, and but it was the surprise reveal of Watch Dogs that I think blew everyone away. I mean, that game looks like it could be pretty amazing.
Which for me also, I nominated both Ubisoft and then Watch Dogs, and you said put your hands together.
Put your hands
because Watch
together.
Dogs was also the big surprise. Was they basically showed, hey guys, just so you know, this is next gen. They just snuck that into E3. That was a big. I love that.
They like I say, it was a great. They're almost helped by the shitness of everyone's. It was like suddenly.
Wonder Book.
You just want to see games here? Here's bang, 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 and just like incredible. And obviously at the time, Assassin's Creed 3 looked amazing as well. Obviously, it's become a massive disappointment for everyone, but at
Still
the
looks good,
time,
though.
it looked incredible.
Disney buying Lucasfilm was a shock. I mean, it was definitely my biggest surprise of the year.
Do you know what?
Same,
I think
definitely.
this is like the most sensible one we nominated because I think
Sure.
everyone would agree
Yeah.
it was a surprise.
I have a feeling
Like,
might win as well. So
Well, I mean, the biggest surprise is like, oh wow, Star Wars might be okay again. That's when I was, I can start caring about Star Wars. Well, I mean, you hope you can anyway. And finally, it's the end of episode 4 of The Walking Dead. Now we cannot. This is something we're not spoiling.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Because I haven't played it.
Because
and
50%.
it's only come out like a month
Just
ago.
as a question to
Yeah.
you guys, 4 over 5, like the end, like everyone.
Yeah,
the end,
the end of 4 is a surprise. It's a game changer. The end of 4 is a game changer. 5 is just the end.
Because I knew there was a surprise coming though, thanks to these fucking nominations.
Because you only
I
played-
wasn't so surprised.
When did you finish all the Walking Dead episodes? Yesterday.
I've done it all this week.
Amazing.
that's so good.
But yeah, end of episode 4 of Walking Dead. Just I'll say it's a surprise because it's a game changer. That suddenly kicks everything off, and that's
not
why it's
gonna be a game
surprising.
changer.
Clementine
Now, is it?
dead, like Lee dead, dealt with. Play as a zombie.
Like I
Solid
said,
Snake turns up.
I like it.
like I said to you though, Mike, it wasn't my biggest surprise in episode 4. The biggest surprise was when you find that blank in that blank at the back of the blank.
Wait, I've forgotten what you said. Is that what you texted me? Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Anyway, so you find this blank in a blank at the back of the blank, and you're like, oh, blank
man.
me. This is exactly what we've been blanking for.
Blanking for. Oh my god, I want to know what that word means.
It's exactly what it's out like. Blanking.
God.
The winner is, obviously, by a landslide, Disney buying Lucasfilm.
Oh, really cool.
I didn't vote for it.
I did.
No one saw that coming, did they? Disney buying Star Wars. Disney saved Star Wars. The
Pretty
paper.
much, yeah.
Well, that's debatable for now. We don't know what sort
No,
of
we know.
quality films
We
are going
know.
to turn out.
We know it's
But
made
I
it.
say it again though, the counterpoint to that is Have you seen the prequels? We're on an upwards.
As we've seen with most film series, though, if they go beyond like 2 or 3 sequels, then they tend to get really shit.
Yeah, but the difference is here, it's not continuous. They're not. Well, I say that the problem is they are.
No, it depends who's writing, who's directing.
Exactly. How much time between, the freshness, the actors.
I mean, look at
the last work for Die Hard, Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
The last Star Trek though was really good.
Terminator.
There is a chance. I mean, if it was like, to get him to do it.
The Star Trek films was like a different situation, wasn't it? Though, because
but
each film stood up on its own.
Let's get Abrams to do it and get Quinto to play every actor
in the new Star Wars.
Have you seen the new trailer? You saw the new trailer.
Fucking hate that title, Into Darkness. Star Trek Into Darkness.
I don't like it because Dark's overused, and it makes me think of Dark Side of
care.
Dark Side of the Moon, Dark Moon Rising. What was Transformers?
You don't care about what?
I don't care. I'm looking forward to that film so much.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? I mean, same. Who cares about
advice? Temper those expectations.
I can't, man. Like,
no, why?
Dark Knight Rises let me down.
No, I just mean that's general advice.
Yeah, it is good advice. Yeah,
because this year everything was ruined for me.
But then every time I say that, I just rewatch that Star Trek film again, and I'm just like,
so good.
This is incredible.
Best character in a video game.
This is a good one to win. This one.
Yeah.
Right, and the nominations for best character are Lee from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Clementine from The Walking Dead. Yeah. Thomas from Thomas Was Not Alone.
Whatever.
Not even called that.
Yeah, it is.
It's called Thomas Was Alone.
What did you say? Thomas was not alone.
Sorry, I don't have it written down here.
The dead are around and about. And Mass Effect 2.
So what
Massively Effective 3.
It's Thomas Was Alone.
Sorry, and best character nomination. Best character is Thomas. He's the star of some PC game. I don't know. Minesweeper. He's the protagonist of Minesweeper.
He's the flag.
And next, that's Thomas from Thomas.
That flag.
The flag would be great.
That's Thomas from Thomas Was Alone. Was Alone. Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
And the final nomination for best character is Bogweasel.
Chris, you want to take us through Bogweasel?
Basically, Aaron Caney, a long-time listener, a long-time friend.
Yes.
And he made his debut this year on the Ready Game Fire podcast. He went through a very, very meaningful and beautiful story, or rather journey, in Journey.
This is what happened, yeah. Well, I played the game by myself at first because I'm not really a big online person. So, you know. And anyway, went online the next time I played it, and then I saw this guy jumping around.
You're like, shit, it's an enemy, run away, run away!
Had, like, golden robes, and I had like the red robe.
The standard beggar robes,
This guy is like, must have done everything. Literally went through the whole game. He showed me all the things. That's, maybe a bit of a negative about the game. You do get shown everything.
Yeah.
That's. But anyway, I was just like, I had an amazing experience. I won't spoil the ending, whatever. But at the end, I'm just like, yes, I've actually completed this game with another person, a total stranger. This guy is incredible, or girl. You never know. You don't know the online ID. Yeah.
Everything you need to know about
credits rolling. Credits on there, and then it
credits.
shows you the name at the end, and the name I got. Bogweasel. I'm just like, fuck.
You'll never
any bit of individuality you give online, it just ruins it.
You'll never forget that experience you had with
Bogweasel.
Bogweasel.
Yeah, Bogweasel. And if you're listening, Bogweasel, you really upset me.
You can still hear the disappointment in Aaron's voice when he talks about
Bogweasel.
it. He loved this character, and then it turned out his name was an insult to what you can do with names.
Bogweasel.
I remember he was telling us in the office about it, and he was like, oh, they really should put that feature where you can see the names, and then it led up to that.
I like what I was trying to say, like, as to kind of justify it more, it's kind of a nice representation of the brilliance of how your characters emerge in Journey more than
Bogweasel. I'm just like, fuck.
Wouldn't it be amazing if, like, somehow Bogweasel found out about this podcast? And he was like, mate, someone's like, seriously, I was listening to the random thing. You've won Best Character, or you've been nominated for Best Character on a game. Like,
on a gaming podcast.
On a gaming podcast. He's like, well, he'd love it.
Well, I don't know if Aaron sent this guy a friend request. I hope he did.
Let him know.
Because we need to get this.
sorry,
any of us could do that.
I know,
we?
Yeah, find Bogweasel.
If you're listening to this right now, get in touch with Bogweasel. Tell him that he's been nominated for Best Character in Ready Game Fire's 2012 awards.
He might be winning.
But I think you were saying, Steve,
that's fine.
Which is good, is obviously, it's a very funny nomination, but it is, indicative of the humour and the beauty of having that anonymous party in general.
The most unique like
Yeah.
character interaction like you'll get in a game
Loves
like
it.
that.
Loves it.
Handsome Jack in Borderlands 2. Now, Borderlands 2 is a great game, and the thing is, and Handsome Jack is a great character.
Funny.
Problem is, the sense of humour in Borderlands, it's quite crude. It's like frat
crude,
boy.
it's juvenile, though,
It's
yeah.
frat boy humour, though. Yeah, it's like, oh, I've got to, oh, what shall I call my horse? Butt stallion. Oh, I mean, it's quite Americanized. Obviously, we're not American. I mean, to put it as a contrast, I Portal 2. Nothing. I don't see a game usurping that for humour for ages. I mean,
absolutely.
especially when you compare Wheatley and Claptrap. I mean, Wheatley, I'm sorry to say, runs circles around Claptrap.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest,
People love Claptrap, and I think he's funny, but it's only because he's so rare. They have a character that is actually quite funny and follows you around.
Yeah.
But he's annoying. Whereas Wheatley was never annoying.
Yeah, Wheatley's one of the
I
greatest
always
characters.
look forward to running into Wheatley.
Exactly.
I was like, when's the next Wheatley?
Claptrap. I want to meet Claptrap
He's
in
all right.
Borderlands because again it's a break because it is quite. As you're
Minion!
exactly. You're fighting things called what are they called, like Mongtards,
Bully
or whatever.
Mongs.
Bully Mongs, and that's funny. But it's-
Lungtards.
it might as well be in
That's
that
one of
game.
your nicknames.
But it's quite, it's all shooty, runny, die. But as soon as you meet Claptrap, you're like, okay, cool, this is fun again.
As per usual, Valve have ruined it for everyone.
Yeah,
By
exactly.
Having the perfect characters and everything.
But yeah, for Handsome-
Handsome Jack's a great antagonist, though.
exactly, it's good because I've played like 15 hours of Borderlands 2, so I'm
Christ.
barely through the story. But I still hate Handsome Jack. I want to meet him and fuck him. And
Shoot him in the
so
head.
it does
You
work.
want to
There's
meet
a
him
lot-
and fuck him.
fuck him up.
It's good. Yes, it's good. It's good motivation. You
Yeah.
definitely want to meet this handsome guy, and Mike wants to fuck him.
Because a lot of games have the protagonists where you only hear their voices and you're like, I don't care. This one you want to meet, you want to sort him out.
Tell
I
us
bet you
about.
do.
Go on then, Steve. Tell us about Thomas.
Thomas.
I can tell you about Thomas as well.
Thomas is a rectangle.
He's the original of the crew,
Christ.
and he was alone.
He was alone,
my
and then he met
God.
Chris,
Yeah.
who I actually wanted to be nominated.
Yeah, worst character.
Chris,
grumpy
the
Chris.
grumpy, moody one.
Yeah, he was.
What is he?
He's
What-
He's
Square.
square. He can only jump like
Yeah,
half
yeah.
an inch off the
Okay,
ground.
What a surprise that they're obscure shapes. Do you know what? Because I study drama, and do you know
Nothing
what? Do you know what
obscure.
these games remind me of? Amdram.
They do not.
Fucking. Oh my god! I mean, it might as well. Thomas was a
Let's try it.
pretentious
Now Mike's
twat.
here, I might actually be able to
Oh
explain
my-
this game.
yeah, I
but
love
basically,
it.
it's an incredibly charming indie game
Yeah.
where it's the most basic. It's a platformer where it's really clever. There's lots of different shapes, like square, slightly bigger rectangle, an oblong shape, a massive square, and they all have different.
Oblong's another word for rectangle. Go
Yeah,
on.
that's a massive, yeah, damn it, a quadrilateral.
No, they love it.
There's-
A quadrilateral
Another side.
triangle.
But yeah, they're all different colours, and they've all got different jumping abilities, or like for instance, the big blue square can float, but can't jump very high. Little squares just terrible, can't jump at all. The rectangles can jump a bit higher. The long rectangle can jump really high, and it basically you get like given first you just start with one of them, but you get more and more, and you've got to get these to like
Characters,
the
yeah.
end of like a platform level and get them all there
have to get every
together. And you have to
character,
figure
yeah.
out like it's a clever little puzzle game. But what they've done.
Ooh, well, you've said those words there, which means I will not be playing.
But what they've done is they've got the guy. What's his name?
Danny Wallace.
The guy he's in.
Danny
he
Wallace.
does the Sarky scientist guy in Assassin's
I
Creed.
only- I figured out like a month ago.
he's a presenter.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been
he's
presenting
also-
a radio show as well.
Yeah.
But
And
he
books.
does a absolutely incredible narration of it, and he gives all of these little like shapes, ridiculously brilliant characters, and he creates a whole story all around them.
Fair enough.
And all of it's just brilliant, and the way they interact with each other, and it's fantastic. It's such a lovely game, and it's like it's really cheap.
The
on
thing
Steam.
the thing with it is it's mental is that yeah, like I say, cause it's what the hilarious thing is all you're saying is it's a game about a load of blocks jumping, but the character doesn't come from the blocks themselves. It comes from the narration and the writing, and you imprint a character onto those blocks,
sure.
and you suddenly realise, wait, shit, why am I worried about Thomas being alone? He's a rectangle.
Yeah.
Incredible. And Thomas is kind
From
of
the start as well. It's
yeah.
not, it didn't take any time. Like the first thing is like Thomas was alone.
and he's alone.
He didn't
yeah.
understand why he was alone, and you're like, why is Thomas alone? I want to get to the next level, and then like,
Find
and
someone.
when you first meet it's brilliant, and like the characters go on these like interesting arcs. Like say Chris hates everyone, but then he falls in love with one of the other shapes.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
It's a really
It's-
great game,
With a
but
very weird ending that we don't
it's,
like.
And it also, by the sound of it, teaches little kids about shapes and colours.
I know that was a really good Danny Wallace impression.
Danny Wallace is great.
And we've got Clementine and Lee from The Walking Dead, and now, they're both great characters.
They both
And it's
die, don't they?
arguable as to whose story it really is, Clementine's
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Lee's. I
They-
mean, you play as Lee, but and this these are not spoilers because even if you haven't yet played these games, you'll recognize screenshots of Clementine. You meet Clementine very, very early in the game, and basically you just want to protect her. So I mean, both of them are fantastic characters. I voted for Clementine myself.
I vote for Clementine. She's like a kick-ass Yorda. From she can take care of herself, and you have to make sure she's.
I'm essentially because I've literally played the first and she's obviously she's just a very cowardly girl who's hiding behind Lee, and obviously everyone's very curious to how Lee even knows this girl early on. So I'm interested to see what you guys.
It's like, how do you know this girl? Yeah. You've got 10 seconds to answer. It's like, I don't know.
I'm babysitter or I'm a rapist. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you guys. You've never lied to me, so you never would. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how that goes because
is their characters together? I mean, is it a bit cheap putting both of them in there? But they're both great characters.
No,
right?
None of these are cheap. This is what
written.
These are what people wanted.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about the writing in a bit, but both these characters were nominated to be in there. So and Clementine's arc and her growth as a character,
and Lee's as well, and they intertwine with each other.
Yes, Lee. He's the anti-Savile, isn't he, Lee?
I got that. That took a few seconds.
Savile fucks kids.
Yeah, sure.
And
Lee just looks after them like a badass.
And Lee stops kids from being fucked, whether it be by
life. Max Clifford and the other guy.
They're all coming out of the woodwork now, aren't they?
I know. I want to be one too.
It's so cool to be a paedophile now, isn't it?
Edgy. I also wanted to put. It would have been overkill to put 2 in. I want to put Kenny in from The Walking Dead as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm a fan of Kenny.
You're right. It would have been overkill.
Yeah.
It's already overkill.
It would have been overkill. Just save my nomination.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry we couldn't get the isosceles triangle in there, Steve. Let's not forget that Mac just nominated a whole bunch of wrestling characters from WWE 13. He's like, I like The Rock, I like Stone Cold.
You know what the funniest thing is? Because the way it was worded on the document was like Lee, Clementine. That's all Mankind thought. Was that like a subversive comment about Mankind? Is
that the bad guy from Flower?
And then they were like, The Rock, Stone Cold.
And Mac was on internet, so he was off the last few days, so he didn't have internet to vote. And I texted him to say, Mac, you're not going to get nominations in. He's like, I don't care, just as long as my best characters get in. And I'm like, Mac, I'm not putting any wrestlers in there.
I know. Chris really liked the game, the WWE game.
Yeah, and I love Mick Foley as much as the next guy.
There you go, you should have been in there.
But
poor guy. It is a great idea, isn't it? He'd have won though. I'd have voted for Mick.
There you go.
The winner.
Oh shit!
The winner is Lee from The Walking Dead.
The hell?
Ace. Very cool.
No shit.
And it's like Oscar season. Stuff that's come out more recently, I think, always has. Well, possibly not, but stuff that's fresh in people's minds, I think has arguably a better chance. But
it's got to be good as well, hasn't it?
Like Mr. Sidney Poitier, he's the first black winner of our best character awards. That's a great honour.
Finally, we're not racist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Woo! Well done,
finally got rid of that
episodes.
tag.
Finally broke that mold.
Fuck! Oh, so he gets to swear.
I can't wait to play it more.
It's fun. It's fun.
Walking Dead's great because it basically, when you play it, I mean, unless you are, it's just so gratifying to learn that you're not a bastard and that you would make a good father, because Lee is not Clementine's father, but as soon as you put in the shoes of Lee, your priority is protecting this girl.
I know.
You'd be a good daddy.
No matter what the cost, she's priority one. Unless
I think that's the thing about. We can get that later. It's when you make those choices, when you think that's your priority, until you get faced with a really big decision about, oh wait, I do this, that might affect Clementine, but survival.
The thing that's so good about Walking Dead, at first you're like, well, the graphics are, they brilliantly mirror the comics, but what's great about The Walking Dead are the eyebrow animations. Now,
nice,
since Steve and Mac, you will be playing this, look at the eyebrows. The eyebrows are really realistic, and it's when I realised, wow, eyebrows are actually more important than you might think in terms of expressing emotions through people's faces.
The Rock taught us that, didn't he?
Yeah,
and also,
he did indeed.
That's great.
It all comes back around.
There you go.
Also, Ross Kemp is famous. He only acts with his eyebrows. It's either shocked or angry,
Yes,
up and down.
nice,
That's all he has. My mate pointed out what's on EastEnders. Killed it for me. I cried.
Oh, that
throughout
killed
the
EastEnders.
entire episode of EastEnders because obviously Grant Mitchell only has two emotions.
Lee doesn't quip enough. Now
There's a little bit.
there are a couple, but there's times when because it's very realistic, he's not a killing machine who's going around slaughtering zombies. But every now and then, when he does get a kill, you want to say something like, the store's closed. if you close an automatic door on a zombie's head, but it's like, come on, Lee, take this moment to quit.
Yeah. You've come dead last.
Oh, shit.
This may ruin your experience.
Don't do
No,
it.
don't say it then.
It's
Wait
not
until-
actually going to ruin your
Don't
experience.
you're gonna overhype it. Don't
No,
do it.
just I'm going to say it.
Wait until we're out the room then.
No,
'Cause if it's
Say
gonna
it to
ruin
me
it for us.
first.
no, you're getting it.
No, that's not fair.
Clementine
That's not fair.
Oh no.
is voiced by a 40-year-old
Oh
white
no,
woman.
I learned that as well. I've blanked out my memory. Yeah.
40-year-old white woman.
I know.
Anyway, but yes, second place in best characters. We have a tie, another tie, a three-way tie
Wow.
between Clementine, Handsome Jack, and
Bog Weasel.
So last was best was who was the last character then?
Thomas.
Oh.
Problem is, I didn't vote for Thomas. I imagine you didn't
No,
vote
I
for
didn't
Thomas,
vote
and no one else would. I imagine vote
Did
Thomas.
he get no votes?
no votes for Thomas.
Wow.
Well, at least he got nominated.
He was nominated.
He's a fucking rectangle.
This is really good, the amount of ties, because like I said, we had 22 voters. That's a big split. That's not
Was
likely
it a
to
comfortable
happen.
win for Lee, or was it?
Lee was 3 points ahead of everybody else.
Relatively comfortable.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I voted for Bog Weasel.
I know you did.
I wanted to vote for Bogweasel, but yeah. But I mean, it being a three-way tie, we have the final say. Bogweasel is officially the second best character of the year.
Right.
Thank you, Aaron Caney, but most of all, thank you, Bogweasel,
Yeah,
wherever you are.
Bog Weasel.
That's the end of round 1 of episode 39 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. If you're listening to us on the Universal Takeover Network, hello to you. Hope you've enjoyed the show. If you're not and you want more, then go to iTunes. All of our back catalogue is on there. Please rate, review and subscribe. Every episode is now day and date with YouTube, so listen to it on YouTube while you're at work. And if you want to email us, it's contact@readygamefire.co.uk. If you want to tweet us or Facebook us, please do. It's Ready Game Fire on both of those. Like us, follow us, and thank you very much. Thanks to the mini-bosses. I've been Chris Fox. It's goodbye from me, goodbye from Mac, goodbye from Mike, and goodbye from Steve. That is the end of round 1, so make sure you head straight to round 2 to find out our best story, the best moment, the biggest disappointment, the best film, the best looking game, and Ready Game Fire's Game of the Year 2012. See you in round 2.